Experience sharing with Rashmi.
Hi everyone, welcome again. It's pleasure to just be with you and then talk about a little of how do we reskill and then bring you back. Indeed, it's a journey is very pleasant and joyful rather. I would say where we are just able to become a evangelist to bring the women back to work. Thanks for all your commitment where you're just picking it up and taking the thread and finding the path and making this happen. So we just the platform and all is your commitment, which is just making us feel good about it, where we are also be a helpful tool for you to just make the career progress. While we are just talking and feel free to just have your queries listed here, and we are also hoping Rashmi to join us. So she was online and I think she's connecting from her mobile again. She will reconnect and we just bring it to you to talk about it. Meanwhile, feel free to push your queries here and ask me about anything on how to reskill and come back. There are interesting questions as usual. We are just seeing it. How do we bring the non-IT? We do have some announcement for making the non-IT as well, how we are going about it. So exciting time, team, and it is a pleasure to be with you again. And let's just wait for Rashmi to just join us. So while Rashmi is just coming to us, the one more thought I was just sharing. I hope the last month we had Shalini in our FB Live, where we also brought her. She's a batch one candidate, and at that time we were just working with her on projects, and we were just trying to give a couple of interviews, etc. And good news for all of us is that she just started working with DHL, so in the RPA part of it. So it's a progress, and it depends on your commitment, depends on how we are picking it up. We would be able to find opportunity for everybody, because everybody comes with a different kind of projects and experience and different kind of a skill set, and in fact a different kind of a break. So depends on where we are. Actually, everyone's path is unique, and one will not fit into the others. So just to give a background about Rashmi, I hope we are just getting the Rashmi back again. So so while we are just waiting for Rashmi, let me also give a background about Rashmi. And she has 10 plus years of experience in the IT, and she has just taken a break. I think it's close to less than 2 years or 1.5 years. So that's a break where she is, and even she is finding it difficult without reskilling to enter the workforce. So that is where we thought, what is she is just preparing herself as a journey, which will become a live example where you can interact and then know more about it. I'm just going to pause here and then connect with Rashmi to understand what is the challenge she is just facing. Just give me a second. Let me just queries which we are just going to answer about it. All right. So this journey also is a learning platform for us. Honestly, that's the one thing, day in day out we enjoy with interacting. I remember talking, sharing this input in a couple of sessions back. One of our batchmate have just come back and said that I need to have a break. The reason is I don't want to carry my memory after 10 years, 15 years, saying that I only worked and I have not spent time with family, which was literally thought provoking for us to say that taking a break is not a career suicide. It's just not something where we need to be prioritized, figuring it out. Okay, I'm taking a break, which is known decision for me, and I know this is how I'm going to come back. As long as you have your plans in place, welcome to do that. And unlike your early days, nowadays you have a platform like us who helps you to connect to the corporate, and even some of you may not be ready to join the workforce. You would be become an entrepreneur, freelancer, or something different. So you have all the place here in the world to make that happen. All you need is a little motivation and a little bit of an idea and the guidance, a platform like us to support. Once you have this, and you're good to go anywhere and everywhere. So with that note, I literally welcome all of you to share your comments. And in fact, one more thing we also urge you to do that is share your this news with your friends, family, neighbors, because many of the women are our fellow sisters. We feel them, they are stressed up and they don't know where to go, what to do, kind of a thing. So I think now that you know there is a platform like that, it could be not only our platform, you would be finding many platform like Shiro's or so there is a platform for you like your Shiro's or Jobs for Her or her second innings, or you have your many platforms where in a small group, WhatsApp groups, wherever it is, take a leap, go ahead and find yourself comfortable and talk with people and then explore your passion, your synergy. And if you don't have an idea, in fact, we also welcome all our women. If you're lost, confused, connect with our coaches. There are people where they would be able to give you the guidance where to start, how to start. The only expectation you should be having is create a time plan which will allow you to just take a step by step action to reach the milestone what we are looking for. So with that, I think everyone would be able to join and then take a next leap over here. We will just wait for Rashmi to just talking about it. I will just take you through that journey and then figure it out what can be done about it. One of the question was given by a member from Chennai. What it is RPA all about? Looks like it's a buzzword, right? So uh, while I'm sharing this information, now you're in front of the system. I encourage you also to go and Google the details for what it is RPA all about. So now every industry is looking for saving the cost, also to be a digitally transformed organization. So one of the way for them, the easy, quickest way to make that is automation. So automation is going to be here for next at least a 3 to 5 years and comfortably. So whatever you're learning in RPA is just going to create a career for next 5 years easily. And I hope all of you remember in 80s how we started our career in IT, right? You were able to get into any support role or a developer role. Slowly we were able to find it's become an architect role who wanted to get into the tech side and also a managerial role, etc. Similarly, RPA is in a nascent stage where it just started like that, and we are getting the positions like a project manager, infrastructure manager, and a business analyst. All the roles exclusively in RPA is just forming up. So, based on your prior experience, you would be able to hone your skills in the automation industry and take a wings spread across where you would like to do that. So the only again the corporate's expectation is you need to have a practical experience, which is the struggle for the women who have just taken a break. A program like as what we are just doing, it comes with the two different variants. One is the express program, which will give you a 6 months where you have a prior experience on the development front or the good automation side. You come and learn about it, do a 1 or 2 project. You can showcase that in your resume and go back and then go back and apply to your organization. Even we including the UiPath, Cisco, Infosys, all our clients are happy to just explore the internship or returnship with you as well to do that. So that is a one opportunity. Or otherwise, if you are thinking, no, I wanted to do a career in RPA, but I am not having any of the skill and I have a longer break, then we do have a programs for a standard. We call it as a standard, which takes between 12 months to 18 months, depends on your break, depends on your project experience, how long you will take to learn about it. So that comes with the loads of projects to make sure, because unless you have your practical experience, there is no point in for you to just go and apply somewhere and then people are just going to call you. So that way, that would be a good platform where you can get into the returnship and then see how you can be a part of it. I'm sorry once again, I'm just going to for the glitches again. We tested and we made it ready. Still again, we had an issue to just have a disconnect and come back. So this is Rashmi, our batch one participant, as well as lovely to learn a lot from her as well. I keep telling her. So she is with 10 years of experience on our professional front, taken a break knowingly for the consequences what she is just going for. So that's the one thing I loved about her decision. It's not something she has just taken a call unknowingly and then panic about what am I going to do about it. She is thoughtful and she did that planning, and here is there she's just going to share with us. Over to you, Rashmi. Tell me something about you.
Yeah, hi. I'm Rashmi. Like I've worked like 10 years of experience. I've worked mainly in mainframe, and I've worked in different sector, banking, insurance, even in entertainment world. My last company was a pretty cool company. I was working with Time Magazine. I had a lot of flexibility. I was kind of a managing. I was an associate manager there, and then I used to lead a team. So I had everything. But then, like, I entered the period of having a baby, and then motherhood, and then that journey started, and then I decided to take a break. Yeah, so
So
that's
that's where,
quite.
that's where it is. So when you just decided to take a break, did you thought through about what's going to happen after that? Did you had a plan something on that?
I'll be very honest, like I never thought of taking a break in my entire journey because like I was always a hardworking. Even I did my MS, I used to work Monday to Friday and Saturday, Sunday I used to attend college from morning 9 to 6. So it was like entire 2 year, no weekend for me. So I was in that mode, and even I was a head of family. I took care of my entire family. So I never had any idea to take a break. But somewhere, I'm not spending enough time with my daughter or even my mom. She was in trauma because I lost my brother 2 years ago. Even I was supposed to take care of her and also my daughter. That was another responsibility I had. After thinking a lot, I thought maybe like taking a break is not the sin I'm committing, but it's a time I'm giving for myself, and that would be a period for me to come out of that guilty. If I'm not happy, then I can't keep my family happy. So I thought I'm going to use that period and set up the environment at my home and make everyone happy. At least I will not be feeling guilty of not spending time with them. So that was a reason for me to take a break.
Awesome. It was inspiring for me as well to hear the story, right? It is just, you just took that decision of taking a break, and you're ready to just go through the step by step options to just come back as well. That is the openness I was just seeing you, where you were open to just explore any opportunity and build yourself rather than thinking, oh, I worked for 10 years and I wanted to come back like this. There is no strings attached. All you're looking for is how can I be part of the working community with the future
Yeah.
technology, and whatever the steps is needed, I'm happy to go get into that. So that is the openness which in fact all of our RPA batch 1 people, we are blessed to have you all. Everyone came with that kind of a thought process, the kind of a collaboration you had with among others. It was indeed a pleasant journey for us as well. So now after, so a couple of things maybe for audience I would like to share about your plus points, what I was observing, right? So one is you're committed to make sure your work-life balance has been taken care, which includes you taking a break and being with you, going out and etc. And also bringing back your what you say, where you have just gained the weight and you also determined to just come back and then show that. So these are the something as a women, especially after the marriage, we feel we'll give it up. Oh, it's the kids have come
Yeah.
and we are okay to just live like this rather than just running like this. So tell me something. What was your before marriage and after marriage? The transition you are doing in order to come back, both in the career as well as in the personal front.
So the plus point for me is mine is love marriage. So I
Okay.
dated my hubby for almost 5 years, and then I got married. So it's like almost 6 years of marriage, and we were never pressurized of having a baby. But that's like all of a sudden happened because of losing my brother. So that was like someone said your mom will be happy if you have a baby, and
Mm-hmm.
so then we decided to have a baby. The journey for me before marriage and after marriage, I did not find difference because my husband was always with me and he was knowing what I want in my life. And I always remember one point from Cheryl Sanderberg, that's a CEO of Facebook: make your partner real partner. So
Right.
if I'm not making him a real partner, then there's no point. And maybe we share everything, the work and then personal thing, everything. So maybe like I did not find anything, but I didn't find difference after having a baby. So like I did enter a phase of depression too, and I'd be open. Even like consulted therapist, psychiatrist, because like of various reason of weight gain was also a reason. And for some point of time I did felt like I'm not going out, I'm not doing any job. I was very active before. Maybe like once I started seeking help, I tried to come out of that phase. And then I felt if I am not happy, then I can't make anyone happy at home. So then I joined the fitness cult, and then I started my RPA journey. So everything that happened step by step. So it was like just for a 1 month I was in depression, and then slowly I started coming out of it. So yeah,
Awesome. That's one good thing again is seeking a help is the right thing, because many times
yeah,
others will just throw you a light which is not aware for us. Right? So there's a step by step, maybe in the personal front or a career front, but everything starts with connecting and talking to the people. Glad that you have
yeah,
just went to one or two people to get that insight.
yeah.
Right, good.
That's
So
yeah,
because I was also seeing your picture during the pregnancy, and now it was literally inspiring for us to see that the commitment what you are bringing, right? So the other thing before we
yeah,
get into the career discussion, the one more point I also felt we should share it with the people about you taking a vacation, which is many women doesn't do that, right? And I felt that's
yeah.
another thing which you should share about it. Tell me about your vacation plan, what you are just going to do it.
So, so one thing, I'm a mountaineering. I have done even one of the seven summit, Kilimanjaro. So that
Hmm,
I went
wow.
long
Okay.
ago, 2 years ago. Yeah, I went alone to Tanzania, Africa, and I did
Okay.
trek with two other people over there. So
Okay.
my husband Akash knows about my traveling passion, mountaineering passion. He knows what I want. And sometimes I go solo because if he is busy, he can't join me. And sometimes I do. And so like I next month I'm planning for a backpack trip. That's to Vietnam. And so what I thought, I was looking for a time, then maybe like Diwali, Akash said I'm going to his native for 2 weeks of time. I thought of utilizing that time. Maybe like at that
Awesome.
time I will go and explore. So whenever I solo travel, I feel confident. Like I have to take care of everything. I meet a lot of people. I never feel bored, but somewhere I feel, yeah, I can do it. I'm more confident in this.
And you also
So
make
that's the
sure
journey.
your daughter is also taken care, right? It is just not that the
Yeah,
planning has been done. How old is
yeah,
your
my daughter
daughter?
is pretty. She's just 1 year, 3 months old, and when she was 4 months old, we took her to Goa.
Superb. Right? So this is where I
Yeah,
was just wanted to bring it. I know we have just wanted to talk about the RPA journey, but before the RPA journey, I thought this is something all of us should hear about from you, where taking a break, planned one, and making sure your family supports that is the best thing to do. Right now, you are able to
yeah,
take a step one after another, and you're not going to stress when you're coming back. Oh, this is what it is, because you knew it and you're following it up, and you're slowly looking at step after step as a winning progress, right? So that,
hello,
yeah, Rashmi, we are here. Hello.
hello, yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
we
I
are
can
here.
hear you.
Right. Okay. So this
Mm,
is where yeah. So this is where I thought before we get into the RPA journey of what people are excited and interested. Anyway, we are going to talk about it. This is
mm.
something we all should be knowing about it. Thanks for sharing that and be open with us and share candid and talking about you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we are welcome.
Right. Right. So now let's just get into your RPA journey, which also we would like to know about it. So how was your RPA journey with HSI? So during the learning phase, let's just talk about it. Then we'll come back to the project phase part of it. Rashmi, go ahead and tell us.
Okay, so before doing this RPA course, I was so confused because like having 10 years of experience, that too in mainframe background, I was so skeptical. How can I move to the new technology or higher end of the technology? So I was trying to explore most of the things managerial, BA, and then like while exploring, I just came across RPA course on the internet. And
Okay.
then like I did still more research, what exactly is RPA, how can I do it, and then I mastered it. And then I
Okay.
thought of taking a step back, but Jayanti was there. She called me multiple times and she was like, no, you should do it. you should take a course. I was like, no, I'm not, I think I'm not ready. But she was like, no, give it a try. So then I registered, and the first day, I like, the best part of is meeting a person, a training person in person. Like, I went to UiPath office and I got a chance to meet everyone. So that's where the first step of the journey started. And then I did face, like, I will be very honest, I did face a lot of issue, because like after coming from maternity break, not working for those 9 months, and then plus 6 months, like I was more of skeptical how I would be coping up with RPA technology. But thankfully Akash was there, he was guiding us throughout the journey. Even I stuck with the odd and even number program. I was like,
Hmm.
even though I worked earlier, I did find struggle to how to solve it. But then, like, slowly the journey, it happened, and then there were people to guide, there were people to mentor, because most of the training they just share the document. You never get a chance to share your query, or no one will be there to address your query. That's what happens in most of the online course, but this did not happen. And the best part of is assignment, practical. You get a lot of chance to hands on. No, it's not just, no, do you have two program and then go to next course. No, it was not like that. We got a lot of hands on, and now I can feel like I'm more confident. And because the RPA was a base, even if I want to learn now other language, I'm be more confident to do it. So I don't
Awesome.
think the journey would have been easy without mentor's help.
Awesome, really nice. So seems to be Akash is just coming in everywhere for you, being a hobby and being your training coordinator. So Akashes are really making you happy. Good to know about it. Thanks, Rashmi.
Yeah,
So that is the one part of it which uniformly we were seeing. That's a feedback from your entire batch as well. So all of you enjoyed the assignment, enjoyed the interaction, and at best you are also with the UiPath. In case of anything you needed, they're also just talking to
yeah,
you and connecting to you to making sure we are in the right track about it. So good to know about it. So after your learning
yeah.
phase and you had your multiple assignments and testing part of it, you have to clear in fact 2 or 3 tests, one with UiPath, one with HSI. All things have just happened. Then you just went into the project phase. Tell me what's happening in the projects.
So project, like I would also add, like to add one more thing to the previous question. So the team, whatever I'm working with, it's very motivating. So even though like you feel sometimes, like I was asking a question to this girl called Michelle, I used to ask her a question. She used to share, like she used to give me heads up, you have to do like this, you have to do like that. So that's a motivation. It's like if she can do, why I'm not putting that much of an effort? So it was like it's a combination of the mentor and also the team which motivated me to do the study further. And next is the project phase is like we started with the chatbot and the web query kind of a project. So initially it was a bit difficult for us to go through the requirement. We thought of just, okay, we'll read Excel sheet, we'll just write it down. And then Manjula, like she came up, it's like, if you just have to read the Excel, why you need this project? You can create a program. Then we enter the other phase of, scraping, and then it was like we felt we are working in a live project. It was like more of a exposure. We are getting a chance to discuss requirement, and then testing phase. Again, we are working in a team. One person is PL, is taking in charge, she is taking in charge of the project. So somewhere you do get a feel of working in a real life environment, work environment. And this would be a best fit because you don't feel you're taking a break, you are reskilling yourself, and you're learning all the project things that whenever you go for an interview, that would be an addition point for this.
So
So
good that you brought the topic automatically whenever you go for the interview. Tell me about the experience with the interview before having the break without this course and after doing this course. Did you find the way you connect with the employers and in your self confidence level to meet people? Tell me something about that.
So one thing I would like to tell to everyone, taking a break is never an excuse to attend an interview. The interviewer never think you have taken a break and we have to ease up the questions. So they come up with the practical things. Okay. So like before taking interview, I was never afraid of attending interview. That's I'm talking before taking a break. But after I took break, I was skeptical what kind of things they would expect from me. Even though at some point of time I thought maybe like break would be an excuse or sympathizers, for me to get in. But when I got a chance to attend UiPath interview, I did realize that can never be an excuse. You should be, you should compete with other people who are in the industry, and they always ask you the real time question, practical question. It's never be the theoretical part. So you should be upscaling
Prepare.
yourself, prepare yourself, and you should never take that as an excuse to attend the interview.
Absolutely.
People are
Absolutely.
ready to give you an opportunity, but again they do expect you to be the competing with others in the market.
Yes, so taking a break, it's not something they are going to think about, okay, we need to give you a little less because they wanted to
Yeah.
see you competing with your peers who's just working over there. So in fact, I know you have just done a couple of interviews with UiPath themselves to just go through it, and still it is on a going on phase for you, right?
Yeah.
So that's the one thing about it. The other thing also I liked about the way you approach about when the returnship opportunity comes, even though you come with your 10 years of experience, the way you projected why you are interested in getting into the returnship, also something where I thought it's good to share with you. So typically many of the professionals are feeling, oh, I worked for 10 years in the industry, why should I get into the returnship? That was a question lingering in their mind, but the answer we got from you was different. More than me sharing that, I just wanted to know from you why you need to choose the returnship having your 10 plus years of experience. Share that.
So this industry is learning, right? You have to keep on learning. And the thing maybe like sometime I do feel I don't want to go back, but I do feel a mistake I did not upgrade myself. I was in a legacy system for a long time, and I feel I'm looking for an opportunity where I can enter to a new technology, and also that would give me an opportunity to learn. Maybe like returnship is just a first step in my career path. I know if I just enter the word, maybe like next step I would take is I will, no, they would be observing me in that position if I am capable of that position. So as a first step, I thought maybe returnship would be a really good start. And it
Awesome.
doesn't mean like I cannot go higher in my ladder, right? It was just like we need at some point to start, and that point can be internship or returnship or some kind of ship we have to enter to that word. But we need some ship.
Yeah, you need some chip when you're using a one chip for that. Awesome. So this is the spirit which we were just trying to portray for everybody. It is something, open the doors. If, as you know about it, if there is no opportunities getting knocked down, you just build the door, knock it down, and then just go for it, right? This is where we are just looking
Yeah.
for that. Literally, we were happy to have the batch one people are these kind of a cream people where everybody is open to collaborate and open to learn, and then trying to build the opportunity. And even the project phase, when you guys are coming to office, it's literally a bless, a bubbly, and then questions and answers, and then at the end of it, oh, we got the clarity, we are just going now, so we'll come back for the next updates what has to come. So literally we just see that it is transforming to the next level. And as we just put the plan across now, after the pilot project, you guys are going to work on the real project in the different industry as well. Could be for you guys, I don't know whether you're going to pick up as a fintech or it's the IT, whatever is just going to be client style for you guys. So that is going to add another advantage in your resume to say that it's just the training. I also worked with this client and this is our client testimonial. Beyond this, it is very unlikely if you share these kind of resumes to your client, corporate employer, they will just reject because there is a break. There's no break literally. Right?
Yeah,
So
there's
that
no break. Yeah.
there's no break, but literally there's no break. You started and you continuously just on the space of learning something, doing something, and giving it to a client, and clients gives you the feedback. What else we need to prove ourselves? So this is the journey. I'm happy that all of our batches are just going through that, and also I'm just hoping that your interview comes to the. I was just talking about how we just brought Shalini. Shalini was in that phase. Once she just joined the DHL. I think Shruti have just joined back into the live-in space, and hopefully you guys are also getting transition after our interview phase somewhere. All the best, Rashmi. Really, as I said, it's a learning more for us as well when we work with you, because we only think typically I have a habit of saying people don't take a break, come back to work, just for the financial independence. The one thing I learned from you is when I was saying about it, you're committed to make whatever its break is needed to for my family. I have given that. Now I know how to come back. And it is a
Yeah.
step by step, I'm just doing it, which is a lovely message for all of us. Taking a career break is not something a career suicide we are doing. It's regenerating you and reflecting you and building a strong family as well as a relationship along with the way you wanted to progress in your career. Lovely to just hear from you. And a couple of one or two queries I have from our member, because we are getting little late since we started. But let me just pick up a couple of questions from people who were asking, and then share insights about that. Rashmi, give me a minute. Let me pick up the questions.
Sure.
Team, while we are just doing it with Rashmi, other questions, because people have enrolled and then gave the questions. If you have something, feel free to just do it. Nirupa, thank you so much for being with us. And I know you are also one another awesome lady with three daughters, and then there's just two boys, and we are just enjoying. Lovely to be with you. Just a second, let me pull up the questions. So the question I have is from Akshata. How difficult the tool to learn? How much time does it take to complete the developer module and start applying for jobs? I think I'll take one question because she has just asked three questions. Maybe the first one you can just start off, Rashmi, then I'll just go for the second question.
Okay, so it's for this RPA UA path. If you see most of the site, they do say no coding experience required. It's all of drag and drop. But that's what we were discussing with UA path. It required a little bit of programming knowledge, but it's not difficult. Anyone with an effort and dedication can learn this tool easily. That's the one thing. You need not to be an expert or coder before, but you should have a dedication and commitment to learn the code, and also look to have an effort.
Perfect. So thanks for nailing it across. You don't need to be a coder, but you need to have a basic understanding of how do we just make that happen. So that's all it's all about, the program. And the second question I have is about what is the one second. For the developer module, what is the cost? As I believe the 12-week covers only the basics part of it. So probably I'll just walk you through the part what we have just done. Rashmi, feel free to add if I just miss anything on that part of it. Right? Okay, so the program what we are just doing for RPA is a foundation course. We very clearly make that it is a foundation course. So what is that foundation course helps you? It makes you to be comfortable with the tool, and you would be able to do the basic functionality of a small kind of a programming. With that, you would be able to do that. So where this is going to lead you, two things it's going to lead you. The one thing is going to be, what is your next career? Is this something is good for you? You would be able to take a call on that part of it. And second, by any chance you think this is not something is meant for me to do that, at least it will help you to build your career on the support functions. So this is the two things where you would be able to pick that up. And after doing your foundation, the developer support, we also give it to all the people. In fact, Rashmi, have you completed your certification or still on the path?
I'm done with the advanced course. I'll be taking certification exam next week.
Next week. Okay, so that's where it is. So all our members, whoever has just done the foundation and whoever is ready to get into the, excited to get into the advanced, they all would be given a support. They will go through it and they will clear it. So that is not a separate cost. That cost is also, you don't need to spend anything on that. If you have a passion, we give a support and you will be able to do that. And in fact, our project team, including Rashmi's team, they are just getting into the pilot project in the RE framework, which is nothing but your advanced course all about it. So Rashmi, if you want to add anything, feel free to add it.
Yeah, and also the certification, if you do by December 31st, it's free of cost.
That's right, right? Okay, that's fine. So the second one is, does the industry treat us as a fresher post completion of the program? I am seeing a job description of a RPA developer. It needs a knowledge of SAP C hash. Also, they ask about Blue Prism and automation everywhere, and which is a RPA competitor tool. Can you please share your experience when you applied for the job? I wanted to just read Akshita. I'm really happy about you did a good research and then put the question about it. Happy about it, right? So now, just to give you a glance of it, if you are going to apply for a RPA developer, people need your experience. Before that, they are not going to call you and then give you a position called RPA developer. So that's a one simple answer which you should be knowing. So it's all about how do you get the experience is where why we are here. So all our returnship programs comes with the practicals, with the client experience for you to build that. So the more you are doing great in your project phase and able to get your client testimonials, you would be able to have your experience built in your resume, which will qualify for you to get into the RPA developer. So now that you asked the question, I'll also put that what could be the time frame you should be thinking of becoming an RPA developer. So typically our course itself is a 6 months to 18 months, depends on where you are having your experience level and your number of years of break, etc. So the training program is just the 6 months or less than 6 months, 3 to 4 months you'll be done with your training. Then you will start your project phase. So the more projects you need depends on your experience and your break level is what is going to guide you. Hope that just answers your query. The other thing you were also asking about the technical other languages, etc. So typically what happens, the advantage of women who has taken a break, they already come with the prior domain or IT experience. Just for an example, Rashmi has got a good project management and managing the team with mainframe legacy. That becomes her added advantage. The moment she does a good thing in your RPA, people would be able to look at her previous experience and see how she can become a RPA project manager or a lead over there. Slowly, within a 1 or 2 years, she will be able to get into the pace comfortably. So that's the beauty of our working professional who has taken a sabbatical. This is not going to be completely waste what you have just gained, but that we should be able to find how will you able to complement with your current technology upgrade you are doing about it. Hope that just answers your query, Akshita. And all of you feel free to just connect to our team over here. Jayanti and the returnship team would be able to help you to give you the next batch detail. October is our next batch, and feel free to just connect and get it clarified, and we are happy to assist you for your any of your other queries. The next question, let me just put up another two more is there quickly, we'll just do that. This is from Soumya from Chennai. The query, let me just push it. How has RPA helped you to make a comeback to the workspace, and what's the demand for the same? And Rashmi, just share your thought, then I will just add a couple of things. How are you preparing yourself to come back to work with the RPA? Just help us out.
So I will just give an example. Recently, I went to career fair, I think a week ago. So I did visit a lot of stalls over there, and then I had now I have two experience, mainframe and RPA. But out of the five, I can see four they have requirement for RPA. And mainframe like only one. So I can see they are like most of the company they are looking for RPA, and also but they also look for experience. If you have any hands-on experience, project experience, and then like maybe like this was I felt at that time maybe I did the right decision of doing RPA course.
Awesome. So that example just clarifies what you are looking for. Exactly. So the reason why we are also very particular about choosing the technology for women to come back. So right now we have just chosen the two things, though we have a multiple, another two more we are in the pipeline. So people who are literally passionate about becoming a developer, we have a developer returnship program. People are little bit of a computer knowledge and basics, they are comfortable. We are pushing them into the RPA journey because it is easy for them to just go ahead and then pick yourself and then start your career over there. Then the two more is just coming up. One is your data science, another is a cloud. So with this four spread of what we are going to offer, literally any IT person, whichever the experience, wherever they are standing, they should be able to take any of the returnship courses, because our courses comes with the practical loads with the client experience, which is going to be the additional part for you to give you the edge to apply anywhere, talk to the client or your employer with a confident note and make a transformation. So thanks for just sharing that, Rashmi. And I think I am just done with that. I am not sure whether the last question. No, that's the question we have just covered. Okay, thank you so much. So now, Rashmi, once more, I would like to say I literally enjoying with you the kind of openness,
Same here.
yeah, the kind of openness, the kind of smile all the time, and everything doesn't stress you at all. So even when you're sitting in the office, we envy you about the way you eat, right? You don't just bring on whatever, we just bring it over there. So it is very, very committed for your focus of taking it up. I love you the way you are just doing. It's really awesome. And I'm sure you would be the inspiring person for others. The only request I keep telling our other members and with you guys, the one thing we wanted to do anything for our society is make sure in your neighbor or in your family, your friend circle, tell them to come back to work. Making them a financially independent is our mission, so that the level of a confidence, the level of a motivation, the level of taking care of the family is altogether is a other level, rather than depending on someone to just give money and take care of the family. I hope you agree with me, Rashmi, on that part as well.
Yep, sure, 100%, no doubt.
Right. So, pleasure to have you, Rashmi. And would you like to share a couple of pointers or any message to our community before we say bye to you? Go ahead.
Just I would like to tell one thing: whenever you choose any course, just think how much practical knowledge you are getting, because computer science is such a thing. It mainly doesn't based on the theory. You also need hands-on to do any course. So that's one thing. And never feel guilty of taking a break. So it's a choice you have made, and now we have to see how to come back, and we have to work. If you have like if we couldn't clear one interview, two interview, maybe we should think what went wrong, how we can make things better rather than feeling depressed or guilty. That's
Awesome.
all.
So the practical experience, we are just seeing you and you have just done it, and happy to follow your suit to just go about. Thank you so much, Rashmi, and pleasure to have you. And thank you all for joining us. Any queries, feel free to just connect with us. Returnship at hersecondinnings.com or helpdesk at hersecondinnings.com. Our numbers are available, board number. Feel free to connect with us. Happy to assist you. Thank you, Rashmi, and love you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Yeah,
Thank you.
bye
Okay,
bye.
bye. Bye.